Honor to introduce you guys Anthony Morgan. He's gonna tell you guys everything that takes place in the stripping station, which is the station that we are. Let's give it up to my man Anthony Morgan. Come on.
Okay, once the formers bring it here, after being hung dry, air dry in the barn, we take it from there and goes to the wet station, which the strippers cannot do nothing until it's wet and be cured for about 2 hours. I said after 2 hours, I would take it and bring it to the lady that's behind me where they can pull the stem out of the middle, where it can be processed to go to the next department. But nothing can be done unless it comes here first. This is the first step with any Peru tobacco. You can't do nothing to this tobacco once it comes to the field, unless it gets fermented with this water and then stripped. So from there, it'll look like this. All right, and it normally would have a stem in the middle that she will be pulling out and putting the tie to. So now, we'll show you the process from here to over there so we can turn and go that way to Miss Root. That's setting back there. So this is the main process of it right here. It has to be done this way before I can take it to there. Yeah, we turn it going back there. Once it's been wet, it's been set for 2 hours, I will bring it and put it here to Miss Root. And this is where she would take it. That's it. So wait, I guess y'all need to go around and get on this side where y'all can see how she do it. Hold up, Ruth. Let him come around.
Is that just water today?
It's just clear water. Yeah, just clear water. Which once I wet it, you normally let it set at least an hour to 2 hours. That's so the stem in the inside can get soft enough for the strippers to pull the stem out. If you don't set it that long, you won't be able to strip it. So then once it gets wet, we bring it here to her. She'll tie it like that. So this is what they would call a bundle. All right, once I get the bundle like this, I will take it and come to the barrel like this. It will go in the barrel, and we to line it up and put pressure on it, which would come from that station up there.
Okay.
But once we get it here, we'll put it in the barrel and brings it up to Tony that's in the next building. And then he'll put the pressure that need to be on it so it can start fermenting. I'll turn it back over to him. That's the process of this back here.
My man, so nice. As my man Anthony was telling you guys, you know, the tobacco that they process over here, it comes from Connecticut and it comes from Kentucky.
Right.
And the thing is this, from every tobacco ultimately has its own unique purpose. You got tobacco that is for cigarette, you got tobacco that is for pipe tobacco, you got tobacco that is for smokeless tobacco product, and you got the best of the goddamn fucking best, which is black tobacco for premium cigars. And every tobacco has its own unique way to be fermented, its own unique way to be cured, its own unique way to be grown, you know, and his own unique way to be blended. If you really put your mind into it, that's how deep the tobacco goes when you are thinking about cigars. And to break it down, what I was telling you is this. When we're talking about tobacco that you grow, every country has different cycles because of the weather conditions, you know. Here in the United States, my man Anthony told you guys that they started February, March. Down there in Nicaragua, or Honduras, or Dominican Republic, or Cuba, we start off early November. Because in Nicaragua and all those countries, the weather goes different. We got the rainy season and we got the dry season. The tobacco itself, in order to bring you all the best out of it, it needs to have water and sunlight. The same thing applies over here, you know? So you got the different time where you grow tobacco, then you have the different way of curing tobacco. So in Kentucky, they do fire cure, which they do the stack cut. They put the tobacco oil upside down and they use hickory wood to smoke that tobacco. And that's what they call fire cure. In Connecticut, it's different because you stack cut the tobacco and then you hand the tobacco plant and then you do the air cure tobacco. The tobacco goes from being green to being brown, or sometimes to being black. It all depends the variety of the tobacco seed. Okay, and then what you are doing right there, you are killing the tobacco leaf in a very controlled process, like the sun. The ladies, killing me softly. Have you heard that one? That's what we are doing with the tobacco, you know? Now, you have the other way of, that's the curing process, and then the other way of ferment, this is a fermentation operation facility. They do it in wood barrels. Well, in my country, in Nicaragua, what we do, once the tobacco has been air cured in the cure barns, we bring that tobacco, and you gotta check this out. In the United States, it's a stack cut. You cut the entire tobacco plant. And in Nicaragua, we plant the tobacco plants by leaf. So you start from the first 3 leaves in the bottom, you move to the next tobacco plant, and after 8 days, you come back to the same tobacco plant, and you remove the other 3 leaves. In Nicaragua, you got 5 different primings, okay? And that has to do with the strength and the thickness of the tobacco. So the tobacco that comes from the bottom is called seco tobacco leaf. And what does the seco tobacco leaf does after the fermentation process, which I'm gonna touch after this, it provides the creaminess, it provides the smoothness, and it balances it out. The heavy tobacco in strength to bring it down, and the complexity, the smoothing of the other one comes along. Cigar itself is a complement of heavy tobacco, light tobacco, and flavored tobacco. Flavored natural flavor that we call biso. You got seco that provides the creaminess, the smoothness. You got the biso that provides the flavor, and you're gonna find a lot of biso tobacco in medium body cigars. A good example right there, the Underground Maduro, as well as the Herrera Esteli. And then you have the tobacco that comes from the top. Those tobaccos literally spend more time in the tobacco fields, because that one literally is gonna be primed after 100 to 110 days. So that means if they start the priming process in the first 3, the leaves that are in the bottom after 60 days, they are gonna get to the top after 100 days. So that amount of time that the tobacco is spent in the field is going to provide the strength, the flavor, and it's gonna come out with the tobacco to be a little bigger. Once you do the stack cut here in the United States, you cut the cycle of the leaf to grow even more. Now, they do over here because of labor costs. Right there in Nicaragua, we're talking about yield, okay? And that's one of the things that every tobacco grower think about. Everything comes, how many tobacco bales I'm gonna pull out of this acre. So it could be 22 bales, it could be 25 bales, you know. At the end of the day, more tobacco bales with high quality, and everybody, as a cigar company, is chasing for that tobacco. More Benjamin Franklins are gonna be coming to the bank account. Who doesn't wanna make money? Everybody wants to make money. Us, we are chasing for the most unique tobacco out there. And once we find something really good, everything has to do with the capacity of that tobacco farm to provide the tobacco that we need. Because the thing is this, once we blend something, that's part of the reason why Papi Van Winkle, the family reserve, is very limited. We use, we got the sales force right here, sales from Drew State. I saw them. When do we launch the family reserve, Papi Van Winkle? That was last week, right? Last week, when we didn't have family reserve for how many years? For 3 years, you know? And that's because the tobacco is very limited. And one thing that we're gonna do as a company is not just chasing the best one, it's not just chasing the unique one, but at the same time, knowing how you're gonna deliver that tobacco in a cigar that eventually is going to become a cigar brand. You see a lot of cigar brands that comes to the market, they comes and goes. It is like